There's something you did today without thinking. Something so ordinary you never questioned it. You walked. And while you did, your body ran one of the most intricate choreographies in nature. 200 muscles firing in sequence. Your brain recalculating balance 1,000 times a second so you wouldn't fall. You, the whole time, were thinking about something else. 4.5 million years ago, on an African savanna that no longer exists, a hominid stood up and walked on 2 legs. Clumsy, wobbly, probably ridiculous to any chimpanzee watching. That single act changed the history of the planet. Intelligence didn't come first. Language didn't come first. We walked before we thought. And here is the irony of our age. The species designed to walk has become the species that sits. But listen to this. A meta-analysis of over 200,000 people asked one question: how many steps do you need to live longer? The answer was 2,337. Less than 20 minutes of walking. That's where the benefits begin. Not 10,000 steps. That number was invented in 1965 by a Japanese marketing campaign for a pedometer. It was aesthetics and advertising, no science, none. For 60 years, we worshipped the number someone made up to sell a product. Friedrich Nietzsche was 34 and destroyed. Migraines that left him vomiting for hours. Failing eyesight. Doctors offered no hope. He found something in the alpine paths of Switzerland. He started with timid walks. They grew into expeditions of 8-10 hours a day. He carried a small notebook, stopping every time an idea struck him. Out of that decade of walking came Zarathustra, Beyond Good and Evil. The works that redrew Western philosophy were written, quite literally, on foot. He wrote one line worth holding on to. Only thoughts reached by walking have value. Immanuel Kant walked the same route at 3:30 every afternoon, with such precision that the neighbors set their clocks by him. He never saw the sea, but his mind, fed by those metronomic walks, produced the 3 critiques that became the spine of modern thought. Steve Jobs walked his most important meetings, 5 to 8 kilometers. Aristotle taught walking. His school was called the Peripatetics, literally, the ones who walk. For these thinkers, thinking and walking were not 2 separate activities. They were the same thing. A Stanford study measured it. Creative output rises 60% when you walk, and the effect lingers even after you sit down. In 1976, only 7 people completed the Camino de Santiago. In 2024, over 440,000 walked it, most of them not religious. They walked because modern life has erased friction, slowness, effort. Something in us, something older than reason, misses that friction. Antonio Machado understood this better than anyone. Wanderer, there is no road. The road is made by walking it. He meant more than poetry. Every great path on earth began with a single person who chose a direction. And the path of your own life works the same way. You don't find your path by staring at a map. You find it by stepping into the unknown and looking back, after some years, to see the line your feet drew. Anna Gatewood was 67, mother of 11. She decided to walk the Appalachian Trail alone, 3,500 kilometers. No sophisticated gear, canvas sneakers, a sack over her shoulder. She became the first woman to complete it solo. She walked it 3 times, the last when she was 75. When a journalist asked her why, she said, "Because I wanted to take a walk." You don't need permission to do what your body was designed to do. Cheryl Strayed was 26 when her life collapsed. Her mother had died. Her marriage fell apart. With no experience, she walked 1,700 kilometers of the Pacific Crest Trail. She wrote something unforgettable. "I didn't have to be strong every moment. I only had to be strong in the moments that mattered. And putting one foot in front of the other was enough." The trail, she said, doesn't give you answers. It makes you forget the wrong questions. There is a philosopher named Francesco Carreri who reached the most radical conclusion of all. The act of walking precedes architecture itself. Before houses, before temples, before cities, before everything we have ever built, there was a human being who walked. And in walking, made a path. And that path invited others to follow. And from that invitation, everything else was born. Every time you walk, you repeat that primordial act. Every step is a quiet declaration. I am here. I am alive. I am moving. You don't need to go far. You only need to begin. The next step is yours.